into Jadon Sancho. It looks like he's getting close to that PSG move. We put a bid for Matthias de Ligt. Do we have any update on that? I see that we are now we in consideration to hijack another deal in Yusuf Fofana. Listen, it is all going off at Manchester United like usual. Sit back, relax, and let's jump into it. All right. So according to reports, right, it's saying that Jadon Sancho is close, really close to agreeing in personal terms with PSG for a move away from Manchester United, and this is according to reports, right? United are reportedly asking close to the fee, close to like what, close to like 40 million, and this is something that we Man United feel that PSG obviously they most likely will be able to afford with no problem, right? So we shall see how that moves on when it comes to the deal, because honestly, Jadon Sancho would work perfectly for PSG because we know PSG want that big name, right? And Jadon Sancho is a big player. And Luis Enrique, apparently, according to reports, that he, when PSG played Dortmund in the Champions League, Luis Enrique appreciated Jadon Sancho's ball game, the way he was tearing it up in that right wing. So now Luis Enrique says, you know what? I lost Mbappe, but I could probably use Jadon Sancho. So we shall see if this deal can work out. Because listen, we know that we need outgoings. We know we need to bring in some money. So Jadon Sancho could help us in that aspect. Other news, Matthias de Ligt, we put in a bid for 30 million. According to reports, Bayern rejected it, of course, because Bayern Munich won 50 million for the Dutch defender, right? So we know for a fact that Matthias de Ligt is the number one target when we talk about bringing in additional defenders, right? We know Ten Hag knows Matthias de Ligt, and he's ready to, bring him on board. So the 30 million, of course, we're kind of testing it to see what Bayern Munich is all about. Are they, going to play hardball with us? But it looks like, yep, they are. So, which is okay. We have time. We already brought in Lenny Euro in, so we can kind of wait to see if we can discuss it further, right? And also, hopefully, we may get outgoings to help us finance bringing in Matthias de Ligt. Other news. Guys, I see reports that we could be in for another striker, right? Ineos look like they're looking to bring in another striker, right? Which is, this is music to our ears, really, right? Because they could be looking to bring in like a more experienced striker, right? So, according to reports, we have been linked with Ivan Toney, of course, and Calvin Lewin, right? According to this report I'm reading here, this is from the Manchester Evening News. It says, Thomas Frank, he says, look, he's warning suitors that Brentford will not let Ivan Toney go for cheap, right? Thomas Frank, he says, look, he would love for him to stay, but again, pretty much money talks. So if he gets, Brentford gets a good deal, they can let him go. But I want to hear from you guys. How much would you be willing to pay for Ivan Toney? Because I don't want us to get a player like him and pay crazy money, right? Because we already have two potential top-notch, for me, targets that can come in and learn their trade under Ruud van Nistelrooy, right? So we already have those two, Joshua Zirkzee, and we have Rasmus Højlund, right? So if we bring in Ivan Toney, well and good, because strength and depth, that's what we want. We want them to compete with them. But the link for Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I don't like that. I don't like that because, listen, this guy, first of all, he's injury prone, right? We don't want to bring in a player right now who's injury prone, right? So Calvert-Lewin, no. I'll take Ivan Toney because Ivan Toney gives us something different, right? He's that buckling type of striker who can cause pretty much a lot of havoc in defenses, right? So we shall see how that goes, right? Let me see what other reports we have here for you. I'm seeing that, of course, the Jadon Sancho deal we already talked about, that he's getting close to edging to PSG. But we thought that Juventus are out of the game. But according to reports, I see that um, Juventus are still kind of considering Jadon Sancho. So they may come in with a 40 million swoop and take Jadon Sancho to Juventus. So we shall see. At the end of the day, really, Man United, we really don't care who comes to get him, right? We just want the money, right? We just want the money, and that way we can, invest it into another player, right? So let's see what's going on in the right back position. According to reports, we see that Man United are considering two right backs in should Aaron Wan-Bissaka depart. Uh, he's being linked to West Ham, Fulham, Bournemouth, and Crystal Palace, as well as teams in Turkey. So United's top choice to replace Wan-Bissaka is Bayer Leverkusen, Jeremy Frimpong, right? Although he could be expensive choice. The other option is reportedly Monaco Vanderson, right? Monaco's Vanderson, who could be more realistic target for the cash-strapped Red Devils. Now, in addition to that is this. We were linked to Mazrui. Mazrui is a player that Ten Hag had in the Ajax days, right? So Ten Hag knows the Bayern Munich right back Mazrui. Now, the thing about Mazrui is this, right? If we can secure his services, I think it's going to cost us maybe like 17 million or something like that. Mazrui, the good thing, and left back as well, in case we are put in a situation that we need to provide coverage. So imagine we bring in a player like Mazrui in, right? So now we don't necessarily have to buy a left, right? Mazrui, right back is always going to be Dalot for me, unless you guys disagree. Dalot has, I think, he has demonstrated that he can be that leader, especially last season. Man, Dalot has really grown into that player that can take hold of a game in that right back position, right? So we shall see if a deal Wan-Bissaka leaves and then who comes in. Personally, I would like the Mazrui deal because, again, he can play both positions. What's going on, King Ronaldo? Welcome, welcome. Smash the like as you're coming in, King Ronaldo. Long time, man. Right? So we shall see. Mazrui, he can play both positions. And apparently Ten Hag wants Mazrui to come in because Ten Hag feels that he can unlock Anthony. Because those two, Mazrui and Anthony, used to be part of Ten Hag's team in Ajax. So he feels like, look, with their experience together, when they were playing together, they played very well. They're interchanging in that right wing. So they can unlock, right? They can unlock Anthony, who Ten Hag already knows the Anthony from Ajax days, right? They're tearing it, right? But ever since he came to Man United, he hasn't been really giving it his all. I do apologize if there's a little bit of buffering. Is that there's another level of Anthony that we haven't seen. I hope we get to see it, right? So is that Zuri may be the one to unlock, right? Another deal is pretty crazy because now we are known as Man United hijackers, right? Apparently he's lining up Yusuf, right? When we talk about the midfield, we know the number one priority for the midfield position, number target has been Ugarte. Ugarte, PSG is holding out on 70 million for Ugarte. And PSG knows this, and they also need money they can go for number one, right? I mean, it's in his best interest to work out a deal that can give him some money for them to reinvest it, right? So if PSG doesn't play ball, okay, they're gone with 70 million, then Man United are plotting to swoop Monaco midfielder Fofana. The Frenchman is currently in talks to join AC Milan. Who else talks to with Milan, and we went in and swooped. Yep, Xerxes was the same position in talks to AC Milan. We came in here, Abada, Dan Ashworth, here you go, and come this side because Man United project right now is on fire, and the way they're advertising these potential players, it looks like it's being enticing, and pretty much most of these players now, they see Man United as a destination. So, according to reports, like this is coming from the France, like they are looking to hide that deal, right? So, this thing that that would see the Red Devils muscle in on Milan deal, same way as we did with the deal for Joshua. Listen, I like Fofana, man. I haven't seen Milan, but from what I saw on the French national team, he's solid in that midfield. I think the partner, Menu, very well. He can really do the job, right? So, after news about when it comes to play, we see Man United have been linked with Jacques Simons, right? There's been some in Javi Simons. So what is going on that report? Well, we see Man United are preparing a bid for PSG star Javi Simons. Really? According to Sport, United are contemplating an offer of around 100 million for Simons. The playmaker has also attracted interest from Barcelona and Bayern Munich. Red Devils are said to be very keen on the Netherlands international. Listen, this story, make sure you file it under bull crap. Okay? This story, Javi Simons, Man United, file it under bull crap. There is no way Man United are pay 100 million for a player that is to Barcelona or Bayern Munich. None of those teams will pay 100 million for him. So why would United come in and pay 100 million? It's not gonna happen. So this one, I'll let under bull crap. It's not gonna happen, right? It's not gonna happen because listen, we're indifferent right now, right? We're rolling, we know doing, and that's how we're gonna business. Any deals that we make now, we know we have crazy money. We're gonna make sure we stagger it, right? Break down whatever the team wants. We're gonna break it down in maybe in 4 payments or something like that, and pay a small chunk up front, and then continue paying little by little. As the years go when it comes to the play. So we're not basically that's all I got for you when it comes to transfer and what is going on at United. Now, this is also cool. I saw this our new sporting director, Dan Ashworth, right? He put in that open letter to United, which he outlined his plan for the season in an open letter to the fans, right? Listen, we've never seen this before, right? And this is a fresh air. We have the other day we saw a letter from Barada to the fans, and now Dan Ashworth, he came out with a letter to the fans. We throughout, I don't know, we had never had a chance where our leadership, like Woodward, Arnold, time saying, listen, I'm going to talk directly to, but to see something different that starting to do, because as fans we want to be included or kind of informed of what is our team. So anyway, this letter was like this, saying this is my first opportunity to address Manchester United joining the club as a sporting director on July 1. So I want to start by saying how delighted I am to be. Although I grew up in North, I have always had a strong attachment with Manchester because my mom and were born in Middletown, and my grandparents lived a whole life here, right? He said when he visited as a boy, my dad took me to the Greater Manchester, and he says I remember the 3 of my first visit to Old Trafford, right? He said I can't claim to have been a partisan United fan. My dad enjoyed watching all the local teams. So basically saying like, look, I'm here, working as a sporting director. But I do have vested interest in this team, right? So he says look, he's very proud of the work they've done so far until he getting here. And he says, look, Barada has started as a chief and Jason Wilcox as a technical director. And I can assure you that we have lost no time in getting to work. Our first big decision of the summer was to extend Eric Ten Hag's contract as men's first team manager, right? And our belief is him as of Europe's top coaches and the partner we want to continue working with to get the team back to was expected, right? So listen, he says, listen, we are all clear that last season, right, we fell below our standards, and by winning the FA Cup such in fashion, our and stuff that capable of everyone pulls together. That they're making improvement to the Carrington. They have big plans for this team, but the ultimate goal is to get Manchester United back to the top, back to where we belong. So listen, this letter, man, check it online. Go to the Manchester United website. You'll see the letter. It's a very nice letter, and if it doesn't encourage you what Ineos they're trying to do, I mean, the letter should definitely do that, because you know what? It's a different era. Ineos is running mad. We are actually seeing footballing people handling footballing decisions, and honestly, most of the decisions that made so far, incredible, right? Incredible decisions, and it shows that listen, we are not just going to be governed by okay how much money we paid for a player. We're going to be getting quality. Lenny Yoro, Xerxes, and now we are looking to starting talks with Monaco for Fofana. Come on, man. Usually those things it would never have happened. We'll just hear Fofana going to AC Milan and then lighting it up. But now United, we're linked to a player like Fofana. This is good stuff, right? This is really good stuff. And you know what? Man United, we are rolling mad right now. When it comes to the transfer market, I don't see any other team looking as efficient as us when it comes to the transfer market right now, because we're finding targets, we are being linked with targets, and we are going for those targets, right? And so far, most of the targets we've been linked to, they've been gems, man. They've been gems. And if we can get, for example, in that midfield, we secure Fofana, and then we get a Delit to come in, that itself right there. So we got Delit in, and then we get Fofana in, for example, and then we already got Xerxes, and then Lenny Yoro. Come on, that is an excellent transfer window right there, right? Because you know what? United, we know we need to get to that next level, right? So we shall see. But in ending, I'm saying this: selling Wan-Bissaka for 10 million is a disgrace. You guys let me know how much you would sell Wan-Bissaka for, because listen, he has been a good servant for Man United, but not for flipping 10 million, right? Even though we're rolling different, we're going to be playing different football. That's why Ten Hag wants to offload Wan-Bissaka. Still, for 10 million, we should not be selling Wan-Bissaka for 10 million. That is a total disgrace, right? Because we know Ten Hag this coming season, he wants his fullbacks to be inverting, whipping crosses, trying to find Rasmus Højlund, trying to find Xerxes. That way they can put those balls back in the net, because last season we were not creating, right? So we need our fullbacks to be advancing the ball, jumping into that attacking force. And honestly, Wan-Bissaka, he couldn't really do that much. So I understand why Ten Hag is open to offloading him. But we shall see what happens, right? People, smash a like, hit the subscribe if you're new. I appreciate you being here, all right? As news breaks, I will jump in here to update you all. Thank you so much. Peace.